Good morning, brothers and sisters. Donald Yates here checking in. Where should I begin? Last week we had our TW International Convention. We had a lot of resolutions to go through where the International has supported some resolutions, motions on the floor, adapted, and conversation. Now, one of the things that I come out of this convention is seeing is that a lot of the unity is more or less more so all over the country, where Local 100 is a different kind of union because we don't necessarily represent one title. So one title maybe feeling a certain way, and there's always a faction that's out there. But for the first time, at least that I notice, is that a lot of the faction that's out there really don't have a clue on what they're talking about at all. And it really showed in, let's say, Evangelina Baez, for instance, who went on this tangent about the Constitution and what its interpretation of the Constitution, and then got shot down by the DOL and was told that she needs to read the rules. These are presidential candidates who don't understand the rules. At one time, Evangelina Baez came to Quill, and she preached something about Tier 6 that Sean Battaglia had to correct her about. But how many people did she pollute with this information without finally knowing what the truth of the matter was? And that's real talk. I'm not slandering the girls. Facts. These are facts. Right? Then we've had candidates who just ain't pay their dues. And we're not talking about just a skip in time. People just wasn't paying their dues. And then people will go on and complain about every single thing that's going on. But the way I see it, we're doing pretty good out here. The union is in good shape. We always going to have work to do. No one should ever feel like we should be stagnated, that we just doing fine enough and not to do work. We have to, as a collective, organize each other and fight the boss, because that's truly who our enemy is. Now think about it. There's a lot of social media sites where information is leaked to people to attack the union. But the information is coming from the boss. Right? And then it's a divide and conquer. And I'm surprised, like, especially the young today, I'm surprised that people don't see the divide and conquer. I mean, you play a game of chess and you make moves, and the moves are designed with your pawns to open up the board to make your bigger pieces come in and ultimately checkmate the king. Right? This is nothing but a game that the MTA, New York City Transit, play by dropping information so that you can use your information against the leadership. Trust me, trust and believe. It'll happen to all the leaders of the future. And, we have to just be together. Now, people feel like they not learning, they not being taught. This is, and this is strictly my opinion. A union, at least what I tell my officers and whatever I tell who is interested in learning, I tell them, listen, in order for me to teach you, I'm an action teacher. You have to come with me with an action, and I'll tell you scenarios and solutions, right? Then you have to see a certain subject happen. and then see how we battle it out. Everything is not always the contractual answer. Everybody thinks, oh, the contract this, the contract that. Contract is like it's a living document. The document continues to grow through stipulations, through arbitration decisions, and many other things. And also, let me point out that there's things that happen in one department that may be a total impact situation for another department where it impacts it negatively. Like I hear some of the arguments about the lunch stuff that goes on in RTO, and I believe that whatever the lunch problems are in RTO, they should be fixed. But you can't put a Department of Labor situation on something that can be impactful, let's say, to us in the Department of Buses, right? Because we have swings, and our pay practices are entirely a different story altogether. So to do something as a blanket statement is really not either you calculating where you're just thinking about yourself, or you calculating the wrong way. Who knows what it is? But it's young people. It's very important. You want to learn? You learn by action. You learn by example. You got to come to your union meetings. You have to come. That's where the majority of the information is. Then, we do shop gates, but still in all, the shop gates are not where you're going to get all your information at, because we're cautious about what we're saying on the shop gate floor because of certain Taylor law violations that can be impactful to the whole entire union. So if you really want to learn this stuff, you can ask your questions. I mean, I get questions asked of me all the time, right? I've offered, my door's open. I offered, come sit down, come in the office. Let's talk. Give me your questions. Pick up the contract, read it, and then ask questions. And in addition to that, I got a whole big thing of arbitration decisions. I say, read that. Read these arbitration decisions, because that's where the shape of this union has happened regarding grievance and discipline matters. Now, as far as political matters, our union is in good shape politically wise. I mean, the International has made discussions that the Republicans nor the Democrats are really our friends, and there was even a discussion about whether we're progressive or unionists, and the progressives, such as Bill de Blasio, who's shown themselves not to be union people because of the laws that were set up to hurt union people, and when we talk about Vision Zero and things like that. So you have to be a unionist and look at a politician for whatever their voting record is and whatever their works are. Now, there is a catch-22 when we talk about politics, because there may be some politicians who go with maybe some public ordinance that has an impact on us, but in other cases the politician supports us. So you gotta go with a case by case situation. Now, that's all I'm gonna really say today. This is what my thought is in my commute. And vote the Stand United slate. That's where the experience is at. Richard Davis, Vice President, Map Stower. Listen, you got candidates coming out the woodwork, and they're running for top office. They're not running for lower offices. So how are they going to learn? How are they going to learn? And the MTA, I'm pretty sure they can't wait. They can't wait. They hoping that y'all put a rookie up in there. They are hoping. And with that, I close. Y'all be safe.